Welcome to Tête à Tête with Tiwa. I'm Tineke.
Oh yeah, I'm Wally.
Oh my word. We're answering questions that have been asked to us, just random questions. A lot of them are around marriage, but some of them aren't. So today's question is, how do you stay individual in a relationship?
Should I let you answer that first?
Well, is that because you don't know the answer?
No, I know it perfectly. I have my viewpoint on that.
So I think this is actually quite interesting, because I think the person that sent that question clearly knows that there's a need for individuality, even though you're married and to become one and all of that. Right. That there's a need to maintain your person. Okay. And I think the first thing I'll say about that is that when you come into marriage, I think a lot of times, especially with women, I think they tend to think, oh, he will complete me. He will, so it's almost like we come in half and expect him to fill, to make us whole.
Right.
Yeah. Is it like I'm talking rubbish?
No, go ahead.
So the first thing I'll say on that is that when you come into a relationship, you come in whole. You come in as your full self. So it's almost like you will complement each other and you will become one, and the best of both of you will come out. But you need to come as a full person. You can't come as a, so first thing I would say, if you're not married, is work on yourself and, find out about yourself and just, so that you come in a whole person. And then two whole people come together and make, to become one, as they say. But so to answer the question then, how do you keep your individuality? I think that's the answer, because you come in as an individual, and if you are an individual, of course there's certain things that you have to change. There's certain things that has to, you adjust to. But for me, how have I kept my individuality? First of all, I've been determined to. And secondly, I've had a husband who has supported me and has insisted that I do, because that's who he fell in love with, and he doesn't want me to change into someone I'm not just because I'm now his wife. So of course there have been phases where I haven't felt as much myself as I should, like when I was pregnant, when I was a new mom, getting into the role of motherhood or whatever. But in general, I've always tried to keep something for myself. Just make sure that actually, don't forget who you are. Don't forget what you bring, that sort of stuff. And my husband has been very good at making sure that I maintain who I am. He doesn't want to be married to somebody he didn't marry.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. No. How do you maintain your individuality? Yeah, I think you've just answered the question.
But you said you had your answer. What was your own answer? Was it the same as my answer?
Yeah, it was, yeah. But I think there's let me just expatiate on the area of letting the other person be themselves. It's very important. Because you've met somebody and you've been attracted to them at that point, i.e. you're attracted to whoever that person was then. So the point is not to try and make them something that they are not, because that's not who you fell in love with. I think where there might be a problem is if people, or where people try to change the other person. Or rather, if there's any adjustments to be made, I think it's by oneself. You see, we've never had any issues with who we are. We are who we are. We like who we are. We fell in love with who we are, and we continue to nurture ourselves like that. This is not to say we're perfect. We are far from perfect. Well, I certainly am.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, we're far from perfect, but we understand that we're not perfect. And in that understanding that we're not perfect, it's easy to allow the other person be perfectly imperfect, so to speak, as well as ourselves, and not force anything. Yeah, and I think that's what it is. not force anything, not force a type of behavior or force an expectation, that sort of thing. And I think that keeps the individuality going. I think so. Anyway.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the key thing you said is the only person that you can change is yourself.
Yeah,
so there's no point in trying to change anybody else. And since you fell in love with that person in the first place, obviously there might be certain things, iron sharpens iron, at the and there'll be certain things that maybe will get better as a result of your relationship. Certain things that will be.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I used to be a alcohol tanking, smoking, so I actually had to cut back on, because it's something she didn't fancy. It wasn't a turn on for her. When I'd come back all slushed and unruly perhaps, smelling like a chimney. And stuff like that. Yeah, I remember it really used to get her.
I have so fun.
So I then moved on to become a little bit more couth, and be somewhat moderate in my.
Would you say in those times did I used to bug you about that?
No, I just
to stop smoking.
No. I just realized that it was a total turn off for you. I don't even think what it was. I think was the aftermath. First things first, you hated the smell of stale smoke, which for me right now is.
Now you get it.
Terrible, but at the time, So I mean it's totally understandable why you would want.
The point being, the only person you can change is yourself. So I didn't try to change him.
Yeah.
But that's what I was asking whether I.
Yeah, no. So no, it's just I just kind of knew that this was you didn't really. Yeah, and so I cut back on those things. Thank God as well. Jeez.
Yes. So I think we've answered the question. I hope. How do you stay individual in your relationship? How do you stay individual?
I think that's it pretty much. You just
bottom line, come whole to the relationship, and then maintain who you are. There are certain things that you can tweak, that you can become a better person of yourself. That's what you're trying to do, become a better person of yourself. And there's this book that your cousin told me about. I can't remember the title of the book, but it says, "What if marriage isn't to make you happy, but to make you holy?" And maybe that's. You ever heard of it? And maybe that's what it is. Obviously, the coming together as one, there's a lot of grating that's going to go on and whatnot. And hopefully you come out a better version of yourself at the end of it. Like you're turning out to be Mike.
Yeah, no, sorry. Marriage is not meant to make you happy.
What if? It was just a question. What if marriage
is just a question, just posing a question.
But holy. So I think the thing about the book is that a lot of people go into marriage.
Don't rely. I see what you mean. Don't rely on marriage for your happiness. Yeah. Absolutely. Can you imagine?
That our marriage
no. I'm just thinking to myself. No. If I wasn't happy, I'd have taken off. Sorry. No.
It all comes out. It all comes out.
Come on now. You must think not happy.
After you've made a commitment to me.
Yeah. So wait, hang on a moment. So we just ride till.
This is a conversation for another day. We'll see you next time.
Ciao.